Welcome back. We're on week 4 of the first cycle. So this is the last week of cycle 1. I'm going to do my usual warm-up of hamstring curls, some leg extensions, and then I will do some calf raises to get my ankle all ready to go. The max effort today is a free squat, and we're working up to about 85%. We worked up to 225 today, which is about 85% of my max. Day 2, so it's going to be our max effort upper, which just like tomorrow, it's about actually 85% of the max bench. So it's kind of to work up on technique, but first we need to get warm up and ready to go. I lost that bench footage, but here are the accessories of pull-ups and dumbbell tricep extensions, and then my bonus circuit of some chopper rows and doing some banded tricep pushdowns for high volume, and then finishing it off with some hammer curls. Well, after that day off, we come back for our dynamic, and we start with dynamic lower. I started with my warm-up that I've been doing this cycle, just some leg curls, leg extensions, and then using the bob that you can find in different websites to loosen up my ankle for squatting. And then it was box squats, and it was only 90 pounds for me. And so that's once again, that's about 45% of my max, maybe 50% of my max effort. I'm also throwing bands, so technically I should have that higher, but I threw in the bands, and so now I'm keeping the weights a little lower and I'm making it up for it with band tension. Then after the box squats, we did some speed deadlifts, and that was 195. And after speed deadlifts, we did go back to our regular accessories movements, which for me is kind of this Romanian deadlift, straight-legged deadlift, and then I'm doing some reverse hypers. After the 4 sets of 12 for the straight-legged deadlifts and 4 sets of 12 for the reverse hyper, moved on to my little closing circuit just to, one, practice the glute ham raise, and then to do some seated calves and some ab work. Last training day of the week, so that means dynamic upper. So dynamic upper bench, we did 9 total rounds of 3 reps. Well, I use bands. You don't necessarily have to use a band. I double the band so it doesn't come off at the bottom. Other than that, those move smoothly. Once I get done with those benches, I move on to pull-ups, where I do one without any assistance, and then I go ahead and throw on a green band so I can get through the rest of my pull-ups with better form and not as much cheating. Then after pull-ups, I'm doing line dumbbell extensions. So that's 12 reps for 4 sets to work on my tricep strength. And then I do that little bonus closing circuit. That's where I'm doing some landmine rows with what I'm calling the chopper handles. I'm doing some banded triceps pushdowns for super high reps to try to get make sure my tendons are nice and healthy in my elbows. And then I'm finishing up with some hammer curls to try to build up the forearms and biceps, which apparently helps with benching. That concludes the exercise for this week. That's all 4 days. Next week is going to be the start of a new cycle, and because of a new cycle, we are changing those accessory movements. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.